I hate this job. You don't necessarily have to waste 4 years and $150,000 to become an air traffic controller. Honestly, I'd much... Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry. I totally lied when I said it's about a flight attendant. There is a flight attendant in it, but it's from the perspective of somebody who works in the air traffic controller.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Still into it.
Start over. I hate this job. You don't necessarily have to waste 4 years and $150,000 to become an air traffic controller. Honestly, I'd much rather spend my days reading Howard Zinn's unpublished essays and sipping Ethiopian coffee. But most days I spend sitting, plopped down in front of a monitor screen and glistening buttons that actually make me feel like God. There's a big, red, shiny one that I've been dying to press since I started here in the tower. I haven't had a chance. There's no excitement, just a man who feels like Rapunzel. It's 4 a.m. on Monday, November the 5th, 2003. It's dark and cold, and I have to get to the Portland Jetport by 5:30. When I first started, getting up so early in the day made me feel like I was the traveler, like I should bust out a gold antique suitcase, the kind so big it stands vertical and has its own flimsy drawers, lined with blue cloth and gracefully folded Italian suits and silk boxer briefs into its traveling mouth. I should proclaim, here's the day. I'm going to Egypt. I'm going to see those pyramids and taste the ancient sand, but I don't. In reality, I'm going to drive to the airport, go through staff security, and take a small go-kart across the endless black tarmac to the Eiffel Tower so the lone traffic controller can pay his bills. I make it by 5:32, but Fred, Christopher, Ron, and Dave are already there, sipping coffee and staring at screens. I wonder how many pounds of titanium are surrounding me. All the machines are clicking, and I think of Dorothy and her stupid red slippers. Click, click, click. I sit down in the black rolly chair and stare at my screen as if it were a cell, just mitochondria wiggling behind a glass plate. Today, I'm communicating with Delta and their first flight scheduled to take off in 8 minutes. I start to scan the virtual map of the runway and pick up the beige phone to call the plane for clearance. I put my dog on the plane, Carrie Pfeiffer said to the small man sitting in the window seat. She smacked her gum. It's his first flight, so I'm nervous for him, but it's worth it. Daggle will love Chicago. I'm sure the two of you will fare quite fine in the city, the man said. He had a tan face with a hint of red and a very long nose. Carrie stared at his flaming nostrils. She had never seen someone with a face like his. She fingered her blonde curls. Her hair was so big that it usually ate up all her jewelry, a silver cross as long as a man's index finger became tangled in her tendrils. As Carrie tried to unwind the mess, she asked the guy, "Excuse me, but are you Jewish?" "Yes," the man said, straightening his teal bow tie and looking quizzically at the white tray table in front of him. He didn't say any more. Carrie felt embarrassed. As she crossed her legs, she accidentally bit her lip. The tender flesh stung. She muttered a sympathetic, "Fuck." Under her breath and closed her eyes, she leaned back in her seat. "Ma'am, sir," the first class flight attendant greeted the passengers. "Would either of you like a pillow or a blanket?" She raised her arms with a small cotton pillow in one hand and a thin navy blue polyester blanket in the other. "No," said the man. "Yes," said Carrie. The perky flight attendant handed both to the woman decked out in leopard print vest and tight like a crawl space in someone's attic pants bearing the same hideous pattern. Carrie smiled and placed the pillow behind her fountain of hair. She reached in her pocket and felt for the thick white pill that would simultaneously halt all her fears and coincidentally dreams. She fluffed it down with a tiny bottle of Bloody Mary mixed from her obscenely large leather purse. "I don't really care for flying," she said to no one. Her seatmate was engrossed, oddly enough, in a celebrity magazine. Carrie put on her headphones, closed her eyes, and let the Xanax set in. She was listening to techno remixes of Cher songs. She didn't bother to wait until after takeoff. "Delta Flight 2251, I said into the phone. "This is air traffic control. The runway is clear and ready for liftoff." "Roger that, air traffic control. We are going to start moving in about 2 minutes," said the co-pilot. "All right, over and out. Smooth travels flight 2251. It's cloudy in Chicago this morning," I said. I don't really know what the weather was supposed to be in Chicago. I chose cloudy because they both started with a C. Most of the Portland parts knew that about me and knew not to twist what I said about it. In fact, I'm no weatherman, just an air traffic controller. across the stretch of tarmac in front of the plane. He focused in and out of vision and took a long, deep inhale. As he slowly exhaled, he picked up the black PA holder and said, "Good morning, passengers. This is your pilot speaking. I wanted to inform you that we'll be taking off in just a few moments. For safety measures, please turn off all portable electronics and sit back and enjoy the flight. We're looking to land in about 2.5 hours." Most of the first-class passengers slid their BlackBerry phones from their pockets and purses and took them off. A few of them turned off their MP3s or portable CD players. Carrie Pfeiffer snoozed through all of this, the Xanax finally reaching past her cells and into the nerves of her brain. She would be out cold for at least an hour. Her techno share songs played on. The plane sprinted and ascended towards the sky, making a 45-degree angle. As the flight attendants, pilots, and passengers sat strapped in their seats, the man sitting next to Carrie Pfeiffer delicately undid his buckle. He unbuttoned his suit jacket and felt for the razor in the inside of his pocket. His fingernail grazed. His fingernails grazed the metal up and down. The object felt cold, the kind of cold that stings your skin despite the layers, the kind of cold geese needs to know to migrate south, the kind of cold that feels like a black hole sucking out all the light and draining all out of a star or a planet's energy. The man thought about the illumination of the earth that night. He remembered his red eye from Canada to Maine, and how from the plain the curvatures of land glistened. All the lights looked like bubbling candle flames, bursting bright balls vibrating in place. But now, at the beginning of a sunny day, the land below him looked pointless, frozen solid and rigid. He thought, there's nothing fluid about daytime. So he stood up like a gentleman and held his ground despite the force of gravity. "Sir, sir, please sit down immediately," one of the flight attendants shouted. "Sir, sit down." The man ignored her and slipped the razor into his hand. He looked down at Carrie Pfeiffer, sleeping like a spun-out angel. Her blonde hair was twisted around one of her bracelets, and the curly tendril poked out underneath the turquoise beads. He sliced the lock off in one smooth motion, placed the hair in his pocket, and stepped past her into the aisle. He ran towards the pilot door. "Sir, stop right now! Stop! Sir, sit back down!" the flight attendant yelled. "Stop! Stop! Stop!" By now the passengers all looked at each other anxiously, their collective gaze turned towards the man with the teal bow tie. The flight attendant got out of her seat and planted herself in front of the cockpit door. "Return to your seat immediately, sir. We'll have to make an emergency landing." The man flashed her the razor he clenched in his hand. "I would like to talk to the pilot," the man requested in a monotone voice. The flight attendant reached for the red emergency phone that would instantly connect her with air traffic control. "Absolutely not," she said. She placed her hand on the receiver, and the man lashed out with a razor and cut her skin across the knuckles. Her skin split, blood rushed, and exposed the white, chunky bones. I watched Flight 2251 on the digital screen. It's just a pointy triangle heading southwest. The plane is still gaining altitude, hiking thousands of miles into the air. Suddenly, the emergency phone starts buzzing. I've never heard it ring before. The sound is piercing like an ambulance. I pick it up and say, "Hello, hello, flight 2251, what is the emergency?" I feel like a 911 dispatcher. All I hear is a woman screaming and saying, "Absolutely not, back away from the cockpit." There's more screaming. My stomach drops. I frantically call out again, "Flight 2251, this is air traffic control. Are you there? What is your emergency?" I only hear more screaming. I press the red emergency button into the tower, and all the guys circle around my chair, and they're looking at my screen. The surface between the tower and the plane is shaky. The background noise crackles and fuzzes. At the words, I just hear screaming. I feel like I'm about to throw up. There are 150 passengers on that plane, plus the cabin crew, attendants, and pilots. There's no air marshal on that flight. The screen shows the plane still ascending just a few hundred feet from the desired altitude. "Hello, Flight 2251. We've received your emergency call and are alerting TSA. The connection continues to crackle and voices continue to scream and shout. It gets fuzzier and fuzzier until the connection pans out, and I hear clear as the new day a fast bass beat and Cher's voice singing over and over again. Do you believe in love after love after love after love? And against everything I have learned in this job for responding to an emergency situation, I place the receiver on the desk board in front of me and puke all over my black leather work shoes."